Hey guys, Mike here. So Palantir had its earnings call today. You might notice the stock jumped double digits, and it's been a while since we've seen that. So I'm going to bring you the highlights from the investors call and the presentation, and go over the good, the concerns I have, and then two pieces of information they released, which I'm going to let you see because they're just fascinating, and it encompasses just how technologically advanced this company is, and to me how far they're ahead of everybody else, and just how quickly they can actually implement these problem-solving tools they have for companies, how fast they can come up with them, how fast they can implement them and solve different companies' problems for them. It's fascinating. I was shocked. I think even the CEO sounded shocked at how fast they're able to do this now with AI and stuff. And so I'm going to let you see that because that kind of just let you know why I'm bullish in this company for the future. It's a long-term hold for me, always has been. I've always said that, never sold a single share. And so, I'll continue to add when I can. And so that's where I'm at with this company. But let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Let's just get right into the highlights here. And so, of course, let's get right into the highlights, the good stuff, right? You're looking at 49% year-over-year revenue growth up to $376 million, beating analyst expectations, okay? They went ahead and revised their full-year adjusted free cash flow to over $300 million, up from $150 million. They ended up growing their U.S. commercial revenue in the States, in the United States here, by 90%, 32% quarter over quarter, which I'm glad to see. They also ended up hiring 60 more sales folks to help them with that. That puts them over 100 now. So that is good to see. They also reiterated that their 30% revenue growth target from here to 2025, which I think will not be a problem at all. And then, of course, for third quarter, they went ahead and projected they will have revenues around $386 million, and that to me is a lowball figure because if you look at what they projected at the end of first quarter, for the second quarter, they projected $360 million, well, they ended up getting $376 million. So I think it's going to be between $400 million and $410 million, somewhere in that ballpark, which will beat analyst expectations, I'm willing to bet. And so, that's the good stuff I'm seeing, plenty of growth and all that. Now, what are the things that concern me? Well, first of all, what I was looking for more than anything else in this, because I knew they were going to have great revenues and all that good stuff, it is bringing down the government percentage of revenue versus the commercial percentage of revenue. And actually, the opposite happened. The government grew from 61% to 62%. It's only 1%, but they didn't come down at all. It went up 1%. So that means the commercial side decreased by 1% as well. And so that's something I want to see. I was hoping we would be below 60, between like 55 and 58% on government, and increase that commercial side. That did not happen yet. And so again, they do have what they call projects out there, and they are working hard. Obviously, still putting together a sales team to work on the commercial side. But long term, you cannot continue these growth rates just on government contracts. This is not going to happen. And so they have to get the commercial side, going again. They got plenty of time to do it. I'm not, super worried about it right now, but I will definitely be watching third, fourth quarter. That is what I'm looking for. That's the numbers I'm looking for more than anything else, because I think the growth rates will be there for now. But if they can't get that commercial side going, then, which I'd be surprised if they can't. But, that's the big thing I'm looking for right there. Also, just adding 20 net customers. I mean, that sounds great. And yes, their customers pay a lot of money, obviously. But, you need more customers. And this is what I'm talking about right here. I'll show you the visual of this. And so you can see right here, 169 total customers. I mean, that to me is nowhere near enough. And that's because a lot of their revenue comes from government, okay? And so they have to start growing that commercial side to increase the customer base, to spread out the revenue more. And so you can see right here, government revenue grew by 66% that quarter, and commercial revenue grew by 28%. And so the fact that government revenue is growing exponentially more than the commercial revenue, is concerning. They are growing a lot in the States. Even across the world, they are growing. That was good to see in the call that they are growing it worldwide. But they know this. That's good. They're hiring the sales force, right, to do this. And so I expect in the third quarter, I'm hoping to see I'm hoping to see the government number below 60, to crack 60. I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping to see commercial up around 40. That'd be great. And I'm actually kind of lowballing this. I'd love to see it even better than that. But I would be satisfied with that and just incrementally improving, doing that. And so I'm going to show you real quick the two things that, just fascinated me, and especially the second one, you'll see, just to show you how smart these folks are, that how sophisticated their technology is, and I just don't think they have a whole lot of competition out there to compete with them on this front.
Palantir's Meta Constellation software harnesses the power of growing satellite constellations, deploying AI into space to provide insights to decision makers here on Earth. Our Meta Constellation integrates with existing satellites, optimizing hundreds of orbital sensors and AI models, and allowing users to ask time-sensitive questions across the entire planet. Important questions like, where are there indicators of wildfires? Or how are climate changes affecting crop productivity? And when and where are naval fleets conducting operations? Meta Constellation pushes Palantir's edge AI technology to a new frontier. As we all know, submarines present threats to the U.S. and its allies. And to protect strategic interests, allied forces need to track every submarine's deployment around the world. And at the forefront of this challenge are anti-submarine warfare officers. They turn to Meta Constellation to monitor ports across the Pacific. Let me show you a little bit about what that looks like. In response to allied monitoring requests, Meta Constellation dynamically determines which orbiting sensors are available. Integrated through Palantir, the constellations then collaboratively schedule coverage over each port. Meanwhile, Apollo for Edge AI assigns tailored AI micromodels to each satellite. Running on board the satellite, the models will automatically find submarines and stream those insights directly to users. With the mission planned, Apollo automatically reconfigures each of the satellites, pushing the right micromodels into orbit. And as a software payload on board, Palantir's Edge AI platform connects complex satellite subsystems to models, integrating new AI with the hardware. The best part, my favorite part, is that as it orbits, the Edge AI platform hot swaps the right micromodels in, rapidly reconfiguring the satellite. The models process imagery, they detect submarines, geolocate them, and then determine any movement since the last collection pass, all in under a second. When the AI sees a submarine movement, that insight is directly downlinked to allied forces as the satellite passes overhead, and the anti-submarine warfare officers are notified in just minutes, empowering them to respond in a way that we've never seen before. As you can tell, we're really excited about Palantir's Meta Constellation and see it as the software that brings hundreds of satellites to bear on your hardest problems. Whether it's the anti-submarine warfare officer that I just described, using it to find submarines, or first responders leveraging AI to spot wildfire signs, Meta Constellation is there to empower users.
Accelerating product innovation for established companies as well. For instance, one of the largest banks in Europe came to us with an urgent compliance challenge facing its retail banking arm. The bank has over 10,000 branches and needed to move quickly to match new regulatory requirements and optimize anti-money laundering and compliance processes. In just 2 days, we were able to deploy an entire solution for this customer, leveraging our out-of-the-box functionality built in Foundry. A timeline previously unthinkable in the eyes of the customer. And frankly, it would have been unthinkable to us even 3 years ago, where an equivalent project might have taken 3 months.
And so I'm not going to pretend to know what that lady was talking about in the first example, but you just see how sophisticated it is and why our government, especially in America, loves that technology, right, for their military and everything else. And I can see this totally, expanding. The space industry is supposed to be huge over the next 10 to 20 years. I can totally see them expanding over there to help out, all those companies that are going to be moving up, dealing with satellites and rockets and everything else as they grow. Having Palantir help them with all the data they're going to be collecting, helping them grow their companies out. And the second one is probably just me, but as soon as I saw that bank example, obviously there's plenty of banks that can use this. But the other one I thought about is the crypto industry. And so you saw, I think it was yesterday, how many millions, 600 something $million of crypto was stolen or something. But you've seen it, multiple times now. And I thought to myself, as it advances and gets regulated and grows, I can see Palantir's technology helping them as well. And so, that's a whole another industry they can get into. But, and I've always said about this company, why I'm so big on them is because they're in everything. They're in every branch of our government, every facet you can imagine. I showed you that in the video before. Then on the commercial side, they're everywhere. Oil, mining, hospitals. They're into pharma, the banking system, the financial sector when it comes to the investment firms and stuff. They're in that as well. And so they're just all over the place. And there's, really no end in sight for their technology and how they adapt and how advanced it is and how they keep coming up with new stuff. They just have to grow the commercial side. They got to start looking smaller, right? They're going for these big mega cap companies. They got to come up with a cheaper version of something, some kind of product to help out smaller mid-cap type companies and really ramp it up, right? I mean, that's what I'm hoping they do, and that's where, you saw that when he was in that barn that time. I put that video of him saying that if you have X number of employees and you're looking to get open back up, we'll just give you Palantir for free, right? And try to help you out and get your data back and all this other stuff. You won't see fruits of that labor for a while. Looking at the charts here real quick, you can see the big pop on earnings this morning, and then it starts to come back down, but it got over the 2430 resistance level. You can see right here, it's going to come down. I mean, look at the RSI and stuff, right? And so I expect a short-term pullback, but I'm expecting to stay above the 2430. We got to do that. Then the next resistance level obviously is going to be 27, and so we haven't been above that in a while and hadn't maintained that in a while. And so kind of hoping what you see over to the left over there, where it just kind of slowly consolidated up, came back down, consolidated up, came back down right there, and then reached up to 27. I would prefer to do that than just kind of shoot right up. And so we'll see if it can maintain that. Again, there's no catalyst coming out that I'm aware of. We're going into a couple, August, September, notoriously slow. And then, of course, Palantir has not been, very well liked by analysts. It never has. And you can see right here on our friend at Tip Ranks, again, there's a link down the bottom if you want to take a look at this and sign up for that. But, 30 is the high, and Jeffrey's actually reiterated this yesterday, as a matter of fact. And if you look at this guy right here, Brent Thiel, he's ranked number 42 out of 7,620 analysts, 75% success rate, 27% average return. And you can see he's ranked Palantir 7 different times. And this is, look at 2 years, he's up 38% average return over 2 years. So it wasn't just 2020 that he was kicking butt and taking names on. But, Palantir is rated 7 times, and you can go in here on TempRaise and look at this. He has a 60% success rate with a 27% average profit on the stock when he says to buy it. So, it seems like he knows what he's talking about. And as always, I'd like to get your thoughts down in the comments. Where do you think this company is going from here? Where do you think the stock price is going to go from here as well? I'm projecting, it depends on the market, because we're obviously keep setting all-time new highs every day, it seems like. But, I can see us getting to 27 if the market stays green somewhat over time. Again, I think at the end of the year, if we were sitting at 35, I would be happy as can be with that. I'm hoping for a slow move, not a fast move. I'm fine. I'm not selling any shares. And so, that's where my mind is at. So I think 35, because, 40, I think was around the top it's ever been. I don't see us doing that this year or in the next 6 months. But to me, 35 is realistic by year end, okay? Because I think they are going to be earnings in third quarter as well. And so, we'll see about that. And the commercial side is the key, guys. That is, to me, the key to this company is the commercial growth, okay? And so I like the numbers. It was good. There was things to be concerned about. There's things we got to watch out for. But, I just want to bring them to your attention. Let me know if you have any concerns or thoughts and stuff like that. I always like reading that. And, don't forget, as usual, hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. You help support the channel, buy some crypto, hit that link down the bottom. You can go ahead and start earning interest on your crypto up to 7.5% on Stablecoin, 4.5% on Bitcoin. And you can go ahead and sign up for that credit card as well. And go ahead and start earning Bitcoin as well on your purchases, as well as take out loans for a very low interest rate. And do some trading as well if you like, because crypto is definitely up right now. So see you guys tomorrow.